Hi everyone, it's Monica, and welcome back to Tailor-Made Cards for You. Today I'm participating in a blog hop with some of the design team members for Corp brand, and I'm going to be creating for you a Halloween card. Now, I know that probably sounds really basic and not very exciting, but what I wanted to share with you is some of the extra details that I take when I create some of my cards. Many people don't go the extra mile and decorate the inside as well as the outside of their card. But I like to have the inside look as nice as my outside. It's also fun sometimes to create a matching envelope. So that's what I'm going to create for you today. Now the paper that I'm using for my card is from the 7 Gypsies collection, which is part of the Corp brand family. So once I had my designer paper layered on my black cardstock, I took one of the Architectures pieces from 7 Gypsies and I added that to my background. Then I took the witch paper dolls from the Holtz paper doll Halloween collection, and I'm going to use some foam tape to mat it onto my cardstock. Now the designer paper that I'm using from 7 Gypsies is from the Wicked Gypsies collection, and it's called Costume Ball, and it's a great piece. It has some vintage inspired costumes and it has great colors as well. Now what I really like about this paper is the back side also has a great pattern. And whenever you are working with cardstock where you want to have a matching envelope, it's always nice to have some thinner cardstock or designer paper that has pictures on both sides. Now the quote that I'm using is a digital image from my Etsy shop, and it is from William Shakespeare. It reads, "Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble." It's perfect for a witch background. I'm also adding a metal band from the Holtz collection, and the sentiment that reads on that is spells and fortunes. Now before adding my brads to my metal band, I will typically tape it down with my ATG gun just so it will stay in place. And then I'll punch the holes into my band and then I'll add my brads. You can also add additional interest to your cards by adding some washi tape. And when you add washi tape on the outside, it's a nice way to tie the inside as well, because you can easily adhere a piece of washi tape on the inside. And then of course, if you are taking it a step further and if you are making a matching envelope, the washi tape is very easy to adhere to your envelopes as well. Okay, so once I had the front of my card completely finished, I went ahead using my ATG gun. I adhered it to the base of my white card. Now at this point you can go ahead and call it done, but like I said, I wanted to take my design a step further today, and I wanted to decorate the inside as well as create a matching envelope. So that's what I'm going to show you next. Now whenever you are creating some design on the inside, it's always nice to have it match the outside. So again, I just took some black cardstock and then I cut a piece of that designer paper from the Wicked Gypsies collection and I adhered it to my black cardstock. And then I cut a smaller piece of ivory cardstock so that way you'll be able to see my sentiment. Now the sentiment that I'm using today is from last year's Holtz Halloween collection, and it's from the Haunted House stamp set. And this stamp set was a really popular stamp set, but you can easily get it this year as well. I'm using black archival ink as well as my Misty to stamp my sentiment, which reads Happy Halloween. And then again, to tie the inside of my card to the outside, I am adding some of that designer washi tape that I used on the outside. Okay, so once the card was completed inside and out, it was time to move on to my envelope. Now I'm using the same paper that I used for the front of my card, which again is from the Wicked Gypsies collection called Costume Ball. And this designer paper is great. It's not really heavy, so it bends really nicely for an envelope, but again, you have design on the inside as well as the out. And I am going to be using my envelope punch from Stampin' Up! To create my envelope. This is a really great tool and I get a lot of use out of it. not only can you create envelopes, but you also have a punch to round your edges. So I find myself using this tool a lot. The measurements that you need for your envelope are actually on the Stampin' Up! Envelope punch board, which is really nice. So I just cut down my cardstock to fit a 5x7 card, and then I followed the directions as far as where to score the lines, and my 5x7 card fit perfectly. Now, if your designer paper is a little bit too busy, you may have to add a label where you're going to address your envelope. And the stamp set that I'm using for that today is again from Stampers Anonymous. It's one of Tim Holtz's, and it's called Label Frames. And this stamp set has different sizes, so it will meet any need for an envelope. So if you were creating a smaller A2 envelope, you would still have a label frame to be able to stamp and add to your envelope. And then once again, I'm using my black archival ink to stamp my image along with my MISTI. And then using my tonic scissors, I'll cut out my label and adhere it to my envelope. So as I indicated at the beginning of the video, I am participating in a fall blog hop, but I decided to take it a step further and create a video. I will have a link to my blog at the end of this video. That way you can check out my posts, and you'll find the rest of the links for the rest of the blog hop. Now, as always, I will leave a list of all the products that I've used to create the card, along with the links to the stores. If you've enjoyed the video, I would sure appreciate a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, don't forget to hit that subscribe button before you head out. And if you have a second, leave me a comment. I really enjoy reading your comments. Let me know if you've ever created a card that had a matching envelope, or if you think it's just a waste of time and a regular white envelope will do for you. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed my video, and don't forget to check out my blog for the rest of the links for our fall Canvas Corp blog hop. All right, everybody. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you again next time.